We are live. And hello and welcome to our afternoon edition of KelownaNow Live, broadcasting on YouTube and X for Friday, October 27th, heading into the weekend here. And here are the latest headlines making news at KelownaNow.com. Wall Street analysts cautiously optimistic on gold, while retail investors remain firmly bullish. What can you tell us, Jim? The markets have gone pretty crazy.
Gold's had a big week. Gold is over $2,000 an ounce to finish off the week. Obviously, the geopolitical tensions in the Middle East adding to that. High bond yields are delivering some of the headwinds, but the Middle East conflict is definitely causing some of the traders to look to gold. I mean, I'm a big believer in the gold.
Does this chart look like a breakout to you? I mean, it's not a technical analysis, obviously, but
I mean, the last time gold was over $1,900 an ounce was way back in, I think, the 80s, and it kind of spiked, but it's holding that ground right now too, right? I mean, with inflation and all that stuff. We could get into gold at a later time, but an ounce of gold has held its values throughout time. We can do a thing on the Roman Empire all the way to today.
Okay.
We can do that as a separate thing. Yeah.
All right.
But the markets, though, as well. Tough week for the markets. The Dow Jones, 4 losing days of 5, only 1 winning day. That was on Tuesday. A tough week for the Dow Jones. Same goes for the TSX. 4 or 5 losing days in a row for the TSX. The NASDAQ fared a little better. NASDAQ is more tech heavy. In there, they tend to be that. But the breadth is very thin in there though too, right? So it's the big stocks that do well. Amazon beat again. Mm-hmm. So those are the things. We could get into this more if people want to hear more. I think Victoria's Secret's changing its going back to its roots too. So Victoria's Secret is a stock that's been kind of like pummeled down. The CEO came out and said that they're going back to their roots. And I've had some calls from people say, is it a time to buy Victoria's Secret again, because they're going to go back to what we all know what Victoria's Secret launched on. Mm-hmm. So interesting. Tesla had a bit of a tougher week too. That's one of the big tech stocks, but it did finish in the green today. Mm.
What do you think was causing the lag for Tesla?
Well, I just think the headways in the market. I mean, the world situation, everything. I was talking to one of the guys I know really well in the markets, and it seems like October is always a tough month for the stock market.
It's always
it looks like it wants to go down. Like, it just looks like it's looking for a reason to go down. Yeah. And I mean, with what's going on in the Middle East and interest rates and all that kind of stuff, those are tough headwinds. I mean, the Bank of Canada and the U.S. Fed are still talking tightening, so those are tough headwinds, right? But a lot of stocks have come out and beat and are still doing very well. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens on Monday. Often these things happen on Monday,
I would say, like, having some cash ready to buy if the market dips is probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, moving on, our next story, Take Two, Kelowna, it's official. We're going to host the 2025 Brier. That's the Montana's Brier to be held. Curling Canada made the announcement today ahead of the 2023 Pan-Continental Curling Championships, which are happening in Kelowna here on
Well, that's big
today.
News for sure, because people love curling, and curling is a big deal in this town for sure. And down at the Kelowna Curling Club, they're going to love that news. Jock's always been good down there.
And curling is I don't know, is it it's not our national pastime, but our sport, but certainly if you grew up on the prairies, or it's
any
popular
small
everywhere,
town,
right?
It's a small town sport.
Yeah.
I think that's how they kind of run the Brier. That's why they bring it to small towns. I was a rink rat as a 14-year-old, so I was cleaning the ice at 3 a.m. I think you could win a chainsaw, and I think people indulge in refreshments a lot.
Yes.
Well, I think it's a more professional sport now, less chainsaws.
It's funny though. I could probably, not that I could make, but somebody with my physique could make the most competitive.
Yeah, I used to
teams,
say
right?
there's a test for. Some people are going to get mad. There's a test for sports. If you can drink a beer or hold the beer and still perform at an optimal level, it's probably not a sport.
But it's a great pastime, and it truly has become a sport, I think. So there you go.
I think it's a big sport for. People love curling. So,
yeah. Truthfully though, it's like shuffleboard, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot of skill. There is. I've played the game. I've played competitively, and it's kind of like chess too. Like you have to think.
okay.
You have to think. Yeah,
Okay.
you have to think.
I learned how to pebble an ice rink.
There you go. I did that.
Yeah.
That's what a rink rat does.
Yeah.
Clean it and pebble the ice.
There you go. Another sport that's on the ice. The Rockets looking to extend their win streak as they begin their weekend
they put
road
that
trip.
win streak on the line tonight against the Spokane Chiefs. So we'll see how they do tonight.
All right. And how about this one? Coming to a city near you, hundreds arrested for shoplifting in the latest Vancouver City Police Blitz.
I mean, we see the stuff online all the time in, San Francisco, Los Angeles. You can just keep naming the cities, Detroit, Chicago, and you see all these things where people just kind of like, there's organized like smash and grab. And I know a lot of the cities in the U.S. are now really ramping up to go after these people as organized crime as opposed to shoplifting, because it's fairly organized. Like there'll be 50 people that'll break in and just like ransack a store. And there's so many closures happening in major U.S. cities that is to the detriment of the community, like closing Target stores and Walmarts and it's not that Starbucks is needed, but Starbucks is convenience for a lot of people, but they're closing drugstores.
London Drugs was talking about how not to close, right, in Vancouver, and saying that they're committed. But
but I mean, if it gets worse, I mean, they worry about their safety of their staff, because sometimes, staff want to intervene too, right? Because, to them it seems wrong, so then they put themselves at risk, right? So, it's scary for sure. And what do you do when you're in that situation? Like if you're there, like how do you get out of the way?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know the temptation is to video everything, right? But is that a good idea? Because they might think you're part of it too, right? Or the other people might get angry at you. So I think the best thing to do is get out of the way.
Well, it's convenient. Everybody seems to be wearing those masks when they're in there doing their thing, like the.
Uh-oh, we're not. So trigger word.
It just makes it a lot harder to identify these folks. Is all I'm trying to say. I guess.
There you go.
All lakes in the Kootenay and Yoho National Parks are closed for 5 months now due to a deadly fish parasite. This is coming after a suspected case of whirling disease reported in the area last month. And I guess the deadly disease, which primarily affects trout, salmon, and mountain whitefish, had never been detected in the province before.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's really bad. Beautiful lakes in that area too.
Yes, and this one pictured here is Emerald Lake. Maybe you've seen Emerald Lake coming through Banff area.
Yeah, I know for sure. It's beautiful.
And we've got a
video to show us.
We have a video that we need to show that is a dangerous pass from a truck towing a trailer, nearly causing a catastrophic crash in northern BC. Let's just take a look at it. That's a semi driving and videoing, right? So this is two semis and a large truck with a trailer. I just want to show that one more time. That's just scary. Look at that.
Yeah, and if you don't know what you're doing, if you get hit that snowbank, you get sucked right in.
Right? Yeah. So close. Near miss. Obviously, a very angry driver. Story at KelownaNow.com. You can take a look at that video there again if you want.
That's not good.
And this time of year, just road safety is all that more paramount.
Make sure you got tires for sure. That's one big one, right? Because if you're going to drive those mountain passes, make sure you have winter tires on your vehicle. It's going to help you. Plus, it's against the law not to have tires on there. So if you probably have an accident and insurance comes and sees you don't have the tires, they may or may not cover you.
Yeah. So, it's I guess the official language is if the accident could have been prevented by having winter tires or deemed that way, then you're going to be probably at some fault.
But it's just safer to have winter tires. There's a lot riding on your tires. Remember that? Somebody had a good commercial.
Literally,
right?
Right?
There's a lot riding on your tires.
Yeah, that's more than marketing. That's truth there. Yeah. All right. So next story. It looks like the BC government blindsided by Trudeau's carbon tax announcement today. Do you want to fill us in on that?
I like that the headline that they had there. We expect better. I'd like to shine a mirror back at them and say, we expect better. We expect better as Canadians, as British Columbians, from our government. We expect better. We expect people to be helped in this time of rising prices, and that they should be dropping these carbon taxes off of everything right now while people are trying to get their footing. Drop interest rates, drop carbon taxes, help people. I get that what you're trying to do, but try it with a carrot instead of a stick. This stick thing is just too much. You know what I mean? They keep hitting people over the head with a stick. I drive an EV.
It's really a couple of two or three sticks.
You drive an EV and just educate people instead of beating people over the head with a stick.
it just becomes to the point where such a huge percentage of the population is having to choose between heating their home, paying a mortgage off, or eating
Putting gas
properly,
in their car.
putting it's gone to that point. Right?
And I get that they think they have the moral high ground all the time, and that like we're in but I don't think you need to deprive people of good meals and a decent lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? Like that's going too far, and remove the carbon taxes right now till they get the interest rates down, till they fix this economy and stuff like that. People are recovering from COVID. Still, businesses are reeling from this stuff. And to say, when the BC government reaches out and says, we expect better, well, we expect better. That'd be my message.
They're feeling like a little bit ashamed right now because the BC government is the only one that now is
well, they're saying, well, I mean, they get it now. What are we going to do, right? That seems populist as well, right? They should be doing it because people need it, right? I mean, not everybody. I get it if you live in the Lower Mainland and you have good transit, but not everybody lives in the Lower Mainland. What are the guys in Dawson Creek and Fort St. John and Prince George and Williams Lake and all those places? They don't have transit. They can't take a bus everywhere. Yeah. So people need to take off their blinders and not get so stuck in themselves. Like when Chrystia Freeland said, "Oh, I don't even have a car." Well, you have a $150,000 chauffeur-driven limousine provided by us. I bet you most Canadians don't have that. Yeah. I'm not ranting, sorry.
Yeah. No, but
just good headline.
What do you say, right?
We expect better.
We expect better. Well, it'll be interesting to see what the BC government does on the heels of that. And if you need to just cut loose, break free, enjoy yourself, perhaps drown your sorrows, hey, there's something happening this weekend you might be interested in. Kelowna's one of the newest breweries in town, Buffalo Rouge, having their grand opening. It's coming up tomorrow, starting at 11, going till late at night. Music, carnival food, stuff like that. It's going to be a nice time. And our weather forecast, what you see is kind of what you get. Looks like lots of sunny, clear conditions throughout the weekend. Down to -7 tonight, so it'll be chilly. +2 tomorrow with a mix of sun and clouds still a little bit. Sunny and 2 again on Sunday, Monday, and really right through till Tuesdays.
That looks amazing. And if you look outside, if you look at our
let's get a better shot on
our money shot there. Looks pretty good.
Sun is just setting now.
I'd love to go out golfing, but I don't know. It's kind of chilly though too, right? Put the winter gloves on.
You just got to get those warmers that you put in
heat packs.
Heat packs, right? I've got some from skiing.
I don't know. Can you hold a golf club like that?
Just put them on the outside. I don't know.
Oh, there.
On the back of your hand.
Sure. That's beautiful weather though.
That's nice.
A little chilly, but beautiful.
It is. It is. For fall, we'll take it. And the weather forecast brought to you by ATB Wealth. That's finding your own definition of wealth at atb.com/wealth Kelowna. And that's it for our headlines.
Well, no, I have one more thing.
Oh, you're going to sneak
I'm
one
going to say something. I'm going to sneak something.
Yeah.
Costume suggestions for Tuesday.
Ooh, yeah.
What do you want Jason to wear for the evening news? And the morning news.
What do you want?
Send it in. He'll put it on.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever you got.
Sure.
Taylor Swift?
Yep.
Hey?
Oh, just my own Taylor Swift outfit?
I don't know. What are the costumes this year? Like you got 3 kids.
Yeah.
So
we have
going as?
We have Hermione in the house.
Hermione, okay.
Yeah. We've got Wednesday Addams.
Oh, okay.
And the gal who's Wednesday's friend. I'm trying to remember his name. Her name starts with an E, I think, but colored hair.
You have 3 kids,
Yeah.
3 girls. Are you recycling costumes? This year you're Hermione. This next year you're
It started at 12 months, basically, the ladybug costume.
right.
Yeah.
This keeps
This keeps going on.
So you guys do the pumpkin carving thing too?
Yeah, we've got some bear attractants out there for sure right now. So.
And you do with patterns, or you just straight up?
A little bit of both. Free. Yeah, we usually pick a handful of pumpkins and carve a couple of.
What's the best costume you ever wore?
Probably from The Walking Dead. I get that I kind of look like him a little bit, so I dressed up like him, and it was pretty real.
My last 2 costumes, my wife said, don't do that ever again. I did Clint Eastwood, poncho, hat, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
Cowboy boots, all that stuff.
Don't do that?
Don't do that one again. And then I think last year, the year before, I dressed up as like Mick Jagger, a little bit of eye mascara and stuff like that. And I got that from a few of the ladies here, just like, don't
Yeah.
looks creepy on you.
So then what's the next option?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I could say a joke, but it's probably not that funny. So I thought it was funny. I'll tell it to you after.
All right. Well, I don't know. Are we done our evening broadcast?
Well,
then?
just we want people to like and subscribe, of course, if you want more of these antics.
Yeah, and you can do that at YouTube, X, and of course, KelownaNow.com, and subscribe to our daily newsletter. It's absolutely free of charge. It cuts out the middlemen, no algorithms. You just get the news every day, 7 o'clock in your inbox. And
we're just, and here's a plea. Mark, come on. Like, what are you doing? Mark Zuckerberg, like, why? Right? We're not asking for money. You can keep your money. Just give us back the stuff we worked hard to get.
Yeah.
We worked hard on our platform. Right now,
I should mention, mind you, we are on TikTok as well and have amassed some good followers.
But I mean, we worked hard on that, and I think it's unfair that it shut off. And I'm not sure the fight between them. We don't get to say anything. Right?
Well, we do, I guess, to limited extent. But
like, you phone Mark?
No. But just right now, Mark.
All right, yeah. He's listening. We have better chance talking to Elon than we do to Mark.
We should have actually a conversation and a show or a segment about Bill C-18 and really what it means to not only publishers, but also to the community and readers and people trying to stay connected in the community with real news and information.
Well, it's sad because Kamloops this week closed.
Yeah.
I think it was an 80 plus year history.
And I think they actually cited Bill C-18.
They cited Bill C-18. And it's hurting many news outlets, including CBC and CTV and Global, but they get some funding from the government. We don't get anything. So this fight between the government and big tech, they should fight that out in court or something. Yeah. And they should just leave it for right now. Just like put out a stay or a freeze on this until they come to settle their differences. But this, putting us in the middle of it is basically like trying to choke off independent media, and I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm biased in that regard.
Yeah. And me and you
I think it's important in the community, but during the fires.
100%. Yep. And one of the ways that you can support us is by subscribing to those channels and to our newsletter. And we appreciate it. All right. So that's it from the top of Landmark 6. Kelowna Now Live. We'll be back with you again on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
You enjoy the weekend.